What's these couple days done for you? What are you trying to get out of it?
Yeah, I mean, just familiarize myself with the playbook, really hone in on my technique and craft. And like you said, we don't have pads on right now, so there isn't like a whole lot of banging heads and whatnot. So just really honing in on technique.
You're going to be playing next to Pro Bowl center Ryan Jensen, who's kind of a skull cracker too. You know, what do you know about him? And it seems like your style of play and his are going to go pretty well together.
Yeah, I know. I know he likes to get after defense linemen, and that's right up my alley. I mean, watching him on film, it gets me fired up watching him. Heard he likes smack talking a little bit, which I partake in that here and there as well. So I'm really looking forward to it.
I've asked Ryan this a few times. How do you kind of tote that line, right? Because earlier on when he first got to Tampa, he was drawing a lot of penalties, but he seemed to kind of find the way. Like he almost needed to teeter over the edge to learn what he couldn't get away with, and then he could kind of pull back. And I mean, how did you kind of, especially if you're a trash talker, how do you kind of walk that line?
Yeah, I mean, like I'll throw in a few like little word jabs here and there. I mean, if the ref starts saying something, then I'll stop. But like, I mean, like my play style, I like to play with like what I call controlled rage. So I don't like to push my limits too far where it draws penalties, obviously. So that's just detrimental to the team. So like you said, it is teetering on a fine line. I believe like I play just on the good side of that line where I don't draw very many penalties whatsoever.
What are your thoughts of Harold Goodwin? He seems like he's kind of cut from that same cloth too. I mean, a lot of expletives were being fired off yesterday. Not unexpected given the position. But.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely a guy who just gets me fired up. I mean, guy I want to go to battle with every day. I mean, just his energy and the cussing. I mean, I've been around that coaching style all my life, so I'm used to that. I love that coaching style, to be honest with you. I'm a tough, hard-nosed guy, so I really like that.
Look, your transition into guard, obviously. Are there other adjustments for you in terms of how they like a lineman to operate in games that you're kind of adjusting to right now?
I mean, at guard, I mean, it's a little different than tackle. I mean, things just happen so much quicker. So, I mean, just have to pass off stunts that much faster, track the mic a lot more, be quicker with footwork. I mean, you're playing in a tighter space. So, I mean, those I'd say are the main things.
Have you had any communication with some of the veterans on the offensive line that you'll be working with OTAs and training camp?
Yeah, I actually, Tristan was here yesterday, so I said hi to him. He actually texted me as well, and then Donnie, he reached out. And then Ali Marpet, after I got drafted, he actually reached out, and I just asked him if like I could just pick his brain for a little bit, and he agreed. So he just talked on the phone for a good 30, 45 minutes, and I mean, he's an elite offensive guard, so I mean, I'm hoping to earn that starting guard spot. So I mean, being able to have those conversations with him, I mean, really I'm fortunate for that.
How surprised were you to hear from him? I mean, the other guys, they're going to be your teammates, but that's a guy that, he just hung it up finally, and he was.
Yeah. I mean, I was so surprised. I mean, I just think that speaks volumes to the culture that the Bucs organization has here. I mean, like I said, I was totally caught off guard, surprised, but again, very thankful that he did reach out and was able to ask him quite a few questions and just about playing at the next level, and very fortunate for it.
What were your biggest takeaways from that conversation?
Probably just like how much of a change the NFL is from college football. I mean, asked him about the area as well, Tampa Bay and everything, and just like what he did to be as successful as he was and everything.
Anything else, guys? All right, we'll wrap it up.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Yep, thank you.
Welcome to Tampa.
Yeah, thank you.
How's it going?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Good.
So what's the timetable for you to get out there and run around and be a part of the on-field stuff, whether it be OTAs, minicamp, training camp? What are you looking at?
Yeah, right now we're just taking it day by day. I'm feeling better every day, honestly, and so I'm hoping it goes quickly. But yeah, get to work with a great training staff, and right now just taking a lot of mental reps, and I'm excited to be ready to go.
What percentage would you say you're at in your recovery right now?
It's hard to say. I'm getting close, though. Like I said, feeling better every day, and feeling stronger and faster, and so it's coming along, and I'm excited to get to work.
Are you running now, or?
Yeah, I'm able to run, and so it's just kind of doing the fine details of the movements you have to do on a football field, and yeah.
Stability-wise, you feel all right? Flexibility?
Yeah, it's feeling good. It's just going to be a little bit of time, and like I said, taking it day by day and get better every day.
Do you think you'll be ready by training camp?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
If you're not participating yourself, how much does it help you to see it and visualize things as you're trying to pick up the offense and what they want to affect?
It helps a lot. I think it's just a big mentality thing. You know, you got to be checked in every single play as if you're gonna do the play. So just being able to soak in the offense, the verbiage, and love what I've seen and heard so far, and I'm super excited for the opportunity to be a part of it.
This is kind of a wide receiver-driven offense, but obviously the tight end can play a prominent role. Look at what Gronk's been able to do. What are your thoughts when you had a chance to sit in the meetings and get your first stab at the playbook about what the tight end does in this offense and how it fits your skill set?
Yeah, I think it's a great fit, and it's super cool to see the way this offense treats their tight ends. You know, we can basically line up in any spot on the field and run all the same routes as wide receivers do, and so it's a great opportunity to be a big part of the team and contribute to the offense in a big way.
Did you have a lot of experience running like option routes and choice routes at Washington, or is this something that's a little bit new for you?
We did a little bit of it, but definitely something that's more prominent here, and so it's a really cool opportunity to learn and pick up on a new skill and really hone in on it. And so obviously the offense has been really successful in past years, and I'm just hoping to add to it.
Cade, I'm just curious. A lot of skilled players today, the majority all wear gloves, but you went barehanded at Washington. Was that just more of a comfort thing, and do you feel like you're repping for the old school crowd at all?
Maybe a little bit, but yeah, it's just something since I started playing football in second grade that just never really worn gloves and always felt comfortable without them, and so never really felt the need to change it up. Who knows? I wouldn't put it past putting gloves on, but right now I love playing without them.
It's such a young room. You had you and Poe and Ben that are signing the new tryout guys there. Is it neat just to be part of what right now is a very young group of tight ends?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we're all learning together right now, and really excited to work with them and then learn from the older guys. You know, there's a lot of experience there too, and so just super excited for that opportunity to play with a lot of great players.
We heard that there were a few guys in the locker room that were kind of huddled up around Tom's locker. Were you one of those guys? And or what's it like walking into a locker room and seeing Tom Brady, that nameplate?
Yeah, it's super surreal. I wasn't one of those guys, but I wouldn't put it past myself to do that. But yeah, just super cool. But ultimately, like he's going to be one of my teammates, and we got to be able to work together. And so, haven't met him yet, but I'm super excited to, and just get to work. You know, there's kind of a detachment when you're away from the team, but like when you're a part of the team, you got to be cohesive and put in the same work. And so I'm super excited for that.
When you look at Keith, I don't know if you've had a chance to see some of his blocking film from Minnesota, but what are your thoughts on that? I mean, this guy really gets after it in terms of putting people on the ground. Yeah,
absolutely, and I love that. That's a big fan of his game, and you see it out at these walkthroughs and practices already that he's a physical player, and I think that's a really valuable part of a team, especially just the mentality of wanting to do some of that dirty work. And so been fun getting to know him, and I'm excited to work with him.
Coming from Washington, have you had a chance to talk to Joe or Vita about just the climate change from Seattle to Tampa, especially when training camps here in August, where it's stifling hot and humid.
Yeah, I've talked to them, and they've been a lot of help, a great resource already. But yeah, they said it's a little bit of an adjustment, and that's what everyone has said. And but people are able to do it. It's just going to take some time and work, just like anything. And I'm looking forward to the challenge.
You guys just got here, and the veterans are in phase 2. Have you had any talks at all with some of the veterans, like Ranger?
No, I haven't gotten to meet any of them yet. I think we will this coming week, and so yeah, just super excited to meet them, get to know them, and then just learn a lot of football from them because they've seen a lot of ball, played in a lot of big games, and so it's going to be a really cool thing.
What are your impressions of Coach Bowles?
I already can tell he's a great coach, great manager of people, which I think is a big part of being a head coach, and so yeah, I already feel like inspired playing under him, and I'm super excited to just get everyone together in the team setting and have him as the head of our ship, and so yeah.
Great manager of people. That's interesting that you came away with that observation already. What kind of I guess triggered that in your mind?
I think just the way he treats people and the respect he commands, and just like the intentionality of his word choice. That's all kind of stuck out to me already, and so I'm excited to just be with him for a full season and kind of get to know him and learn from him.
He doesn't necessarily like Bruce Arians was a guy. I mean, I know you obviously didn't deal with Arians, but he cursed and stuff. Whereas Bowles says, I may communicate the same thing, but just in a different way with sarcasm. Is that with a coach that's like that? Can that be just as effective? Like, does a coach need to be yelling and screaming? And I know you've played a lot of football in your life. I know that you're just now getting into the NFL level, but I am curious.
Yeah, I've had all types of different coaches who communicate things in different ways, and as long as the information is getting across, I think it is what it is, and you can learn from it, And so I know Coach Arians was a great coach, and he got his information across in a certain way, and Coach Bowles is going to do it in a different way, and that's what great coaches do.
That's all. Thanks, Cade.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thank you. Thank you.
Where are they from?
Is it Quay? I think Quay. Yeah.
Like them.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, you suffered your knee injury last year against Central Michigan.
Central Michigan. Mm-hmm.
Was it against Luke Goedeke or?
No, it was non-contact. It was non-contact. Yeah. So I don't even think I was on his side that I can remember, but yeah, it was non-contact. So I don't know who it was at the time.
Was against him in that game?
I think so. We probably had a couple reps against each other, but pretty good player.
Gosh, how refreshing was that for you, though? Especially, when it's supposed to be a pivotal year in your life. You have an injury like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's nothing I haven't been through before, so I knew what to expect and what I need to do to get back to myself. So I'm still just going through that process and getting back to normal, rehabbing, and just getting back out there and, getting that feel for everything again.
Yeah, where are you at right now in that recovery?
Right now I'm like 7 months, 8 months out. So now it's just like the mental part, just getting back to like football drills, like training, like weight room stuff, and getting in shape, and stuff like that. So I'm pretty ahead of schedule, but it's been well though. It's been good.
What do you anticipate being 100% or close to 100?
Training camp. Mm-hmm. Training camp. Thank you.
In that game too, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Early in that game. Yep, I did.
How far away after that play did you?
So it happened right. So That happened early on in the game, so I think it was right before the 2-minute was going out for like 2-minute drill right before the half. And I think that first play of 2-minute drill, that's when it happened.
You had the high and the low, and that's
yeah, exactly. It was crazy, and I was pretty hot, so like I was like 2-minute drill before the half, so you know they about to start throwing the ball, so that's when you want to get to the quarterback. So and that's when it happened.
You were off to a really good start that season too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, great start. And
It's been so emotionally just.
oh yeah, it was. You know, just because it's your senior year, obviously, and you started off so great. So you know, coming into yourself and becoming a team leader, and the amount of stuff that we went through years before, you know, it's just a lot, but a lot of emotions. But like I said, it was something I've been through. Like I had an injury my freshman year, so I kind of knew what to expect. So.
You also that then because you already had that injury before, you know about the fear that's one of those final hurdles that you have to overcome when you're
right.
getting back out there. It's not just about getting physically back. It's okay. Is it going to hold up? Is my knee going to hold up when I'm out here? Is it going to? I mean, non-contact injury that's
exactly.
like, I mean that's always so shocking. It's one thing when it's contact, but when it's non-contact, you're like, can I trust my body again?
Yeah, and that's the process that I'm going through right now. Like going out there doing drills and team and stuff like that. Just knowing like you all right, you know, trying to push it in your head that you good, it's healed. You know, you just gotta, you know, get back used to moving and trusting that it's gonna be fine. So.
You're tight with Devin, obviously, playing together at LSU. How exciting is it to come to this organization that's got a friendly face and obviously has an affinity for LSU players?
Oh, real exciting. You know, Devin's been great here as well as he's been at LSU. Then you got Leonard. Then they just got Russell Gage, and you still got Cyril. So you got a couple of, you know, LSU guys so that I've been around, so that I know well. So it's good to be around, you know, people that you know. They can kind of give you a head up of what to expect and stuff like that. So.
Are there other guys you know in this draft class, guys you train with or know from college or anything like that?
Not really.
How when you have an injury like that, and you know, so much can happen in a player's final year in college. Like, how did that kind of, I guess, if anything, impact your development in some of the areas that you wanted to improve in that maybe you didn't get a chance to improve on?
Just keeping it in the back of my head, coming back, what I was trying to get done as far as like improvement of like pass rush or run or just in the game in general. So when I do get back out there and stuff, like remember that, also remembering the stuff that I was good at, and some of that's gonna come natural. Like some of it's been coming natural, just getting back out there, but still working on the stuff that I haven't been doing, and just getting back to just playing football in itself. You know, it's like kind of like a new knee again. So you got to kind of get back used to, you know, moving. And like I said, the main thing is it's mental right now. It's mental, like trusting and being able, like, you good, like just go, you know. So. What
are some of the things that you wanted to work on as a pass rusher that, you know, once fully healthy you'll be able to do? I don't know. Some guys, they get to the next level, it's hand usage. Some guys, they want to work a little more on like their counter. Like where would you say you're at in your development?
Mine was staying active, you know, just not having like one move in my head and like, you know, if that doesn't work, then, you know, I'm stuck. Just kind of being active, being violent, like if that move don't work, go to another one, you know, just keep going, because you never know when something's going to work and you can get there. So that was my main thing.
And I know a lot of guys, when they get to the next level, it's a lot of times you hear that it's like, all right, they need to actually have like a plan or a better plan, like a rush plan. I guess for you, like when you are sidelined your senior year, are you able to benefit more from like some of those mental reps and looking at, like, were you able to kind of do that where you know, you're thinking in your head more so like, all right, this is how I would attack this guy? Because that's just one thing I hear a lot when guys come to the next level, that sometimes they don't always have that. They just rely on talent and physical gifts versus actually having a clear, this is how I'm going to attack this guy, this is how I'm going to attack this guy.
Right. It's being coachable. Like even when I got done being hurt, being on the sideline with the younger guys, like seeing stuff that they probably weren't able to see. So I guess me coaching kind of helped me for as like the mental aspect of the game. To let them know what I saw. You know, maybe this will work, maybe that don't work. Same thing like coming here. You see some of the older guys that you seen on TV or stuff like that, like seeing what they see, like what you saw in this, just learning from each other. But the main thing, you know, the best way to, you know, they say to learn is like to coach, like kind of. So me coaching up them, I learned a lot about myself and like some other stuff that I could get better at. So it was good.
Look at the depth chart. Obviously, Joe Tryon, Shoenka, Shaq Barrett at the top, Anthony Nelson's experienced vet. You're going to have to make this team playing special teams, right? Coming in as the 7th round pick. How much special teams did you play at LSU? What's your affinity for that? Obviously, I'm sure the coaches have been telling you that you're going to have to be a factor on 4th downs.
I played punt. That was about the only thing I played in college. So I got a feel for that. But when I first started at LSU, you know, same thing like kind of here, you get used to playing kind of everything to see where you fit in because you have like older guys who've been there. But just seeing what, you know, works for you, where you fit best at on whatever special teams are something like that. So, but my most experience was on punt.
When you're a later round draft pick, you're not guaranteed a roster spot, and so the guys that come in here are having to be like, they're soaking up everything like a sponge, and they're trying to do everything they can. How hard is it when you can't actually do everything that you can because you're still rehabbing an injury?
Do the most. Do what you can do, and you know what you can do. Go 100% at it, regardless of the situation where you got picked. You know, do what you can. In my situation, coming in, you know, hurt. Like I said, just do what you can, and when you can do something, go hard at it, so they can see, okay, you know, he's trying and he's you know, steady developing. So.
That's a meeting room, right?
Right, right. Showing that you know the playbook, so when it's time to get out there, okay, we can trust that he knows what he's doing. So it's not just going out there and see what you can do physically. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.